Hello and welcome back to the channel, and this week's episode of 180 Tech Chat 2022, the first episode of the year. So CES is coming to a close this week. We didn't go this year. We weren't sure what the travelling would be like between the UK and the USA, you know, COVID and all that. So we've caught up on the event from home. Now, we dropped a bunch of videos over the last week specifically on some of the highlights from CES, so go and check them out later here. But in this video, we're going to run through some of the best and worst products shown at CES 2022. It was completely bonkers and probably not that necessary, but BMW had a car on show over in Vegas, the iX Flow, and its unique selling point, it changes colour. A car that changes its colour, who'd have thought it? The car has been all over the socials, videos on TikTok, and it looks impressive. The technology behind it and bringing it to the exterior of the car, bravo. The iX Flow is a concept car, so don't get too excited, and it uses electronic ink technology, which is normally found in e-readers. They could only showcase two colours at the show, grey and white, and you can see it swapping between the two, but BMW say they are developing it further to bring more colours and effects. It would be absolutely awesome to one day have a red car, or maybe the next day you fancy a white car, maybe the day after that you fancy a really nice racing green car. It would just be absolutely awesome to be able to change your colours on the fly. But it will probably be a massive distraction actually if you're driving down the motorway, especially in the UK where all the cars are quite close together and you've got a car next to you changing between all of these different colours on the fly. It's like an RGB paint job for your car. From something quite original and cool to something that should have really stayed at CES 2019, the Sony car. Now, do you remember that? We covered it last time. Sony teased they were building their own car in partnership with the manufacturer. Well, nothing mainstream came from it over the last 2 years, surprise there, but they've gone and done it again. But this time we saw an SUV instead. Now, I don't think Sony should be putting so much effort into the automotive business. As I said in my own video, it is extremely difficult to remain profitable as a car brand. Yes, car manufacturers, new car manufacturers have done it. The latest electric vehicle company probably I can think of is Tesla, but most other car brands have been around for decades, if not centuries. Building cars, Sony, you should just stick to TVs and your cameras. I think that's what you do well. Oh, and you should just, instead of building cars, you should build more PlayStations so people can get hold of them as well. The people want more PlayStations, so do that instead. So what about something mobile, something that folds? How about the Asus ZenBook 17 Fold? Yes, a 17-inch foldable laptop. Now wait, laptops fold already. Asus have produced a folding screen with a keyboard, so which is this hybrid laptop tablet thing? Now I have to say I do love the idea of this. The device unfolds to reveal a 17-inch display which has a pull-out stand at the rear. Add the Bluetooth keyboard and that's option 1. Now you can also half open the device, the clamshell look, with a touch keyboard on the lower half if you didn't want to carry the separate keyboard around, or scrap the keyboard altogether and just enjoy the gloriously large 17-inch tablet. Now spec-wise as well, it's got an OLED screen, Windows 11 Pro, 2K resolution, i7 chips from Intel, Dolby Vision. There's a lot of promise here and it could be epic. We'll have to try and get our hands on one for sure in the future. So one for the gamers now, and one that we would 100% have gone and seen if we were at the show over in Vegas, is an off-the-shelf haptic feedback immersive gaming chair from no one other than Razer. Now it may look like a standard Razer gaming chair with a bit of a chunky base, but from what we've seen so far, it's going to add another level of immersion into your gaming and potentially open up haptic feedback products like this to the mass market. Now it's called the Razer Enki Pro Hypersense, and they're saying it's an advanced gaming chair armed with a powerful haptic engine. Now, it's designed to generate arcade-style tactile sensations, and we've combined intense gaming realism and all-day comfort to create a seat that feels like no other. Watching some of the samples online, they're using the chair while playing a racing game, which makes perfect sense and will likely be the best way of using it. You brake, you feel that jerk. You crash, you feel that too. If you're playing an FPS, I don't think you getting shot is going to add much in the way of haptic feedback, but who knows? It might be fun. We'll have to visit a Razer store and try it out. One last thing I did want to mention, and I'm having to look it up on my phone because I don't know the full details off the top of my head, is Cyberpower's Kinetic case, which has all of the triangle diamondy shapes down the front of it, which open and close depending on how hot the computer gets. Now this PC looks absolutely wicked, there is no denying that. But practicality-wise, when you've got an industry that's so hell-bent on getting the coolest temperatures onto your components as possible, having something like this, which is going to constantly heat up and cool down your components depending on how hot they get, I don't know how interested gamers will be. Now, being a Cyberpower PC, it will probably come as part of some kind of pre-build system, so you're not just buying the case, you're buying a pre-build inside of the case as well. So you get a nice, interesting and cool case coming with a already pre-built PC. So whether people buying this case are going to actually be very interested in keeping their components as cool as possible rather than the aesthetic features because you're buying a pre-build system, I just don't know. I'm just hoping that it works well and your components don't get too hot inside the PC. Because if your components are going to get hot, that's going to affect performance and start thermal throttling and bottlenecking and things like that, and that's what you don't want. And also the longevity of the case fans as well. I couldn't see anything when I was just looking on my phone just now on how long that those mechanisms are actually going to last for, or how long they're quoted to last for with some kind of manufacturer's warranty. If those mechanisms all of a sudden stop working and you've got a closed PC case, okay, it probably won't do the most damage because you've still got fans inside, but you're going to want to open up the case somehow for that airflow, right? So I wonder if there's some kind of manual way of opening the front of the case as well. Time will tell. Hopefully we'll get our hands on one. If not, then we'll have to look at elsewhere, being able to see one in the flesh and possibly do some temperature readings. But there'll be someone on YouTube that will buy one anyway, so there'll be videos all over YouTube, all over the internet in that regard. So yeah, keep your eyes tuned on someone's videos on that. So thank you very much for checking out our quick roundup of this year's tech at CES 2020, the cool stuff and the not so cool stuff. Shout out to you, Sony. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos. And also let us know in the comments down below if we missed any cool things that you've seen at CES 2022, or if there were any fails that we've missed as well. We like seeing if anything didn't quite go to plan, or there was just some weird and wonderful tech that we missed. Let us know in the comments down below. As I say, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.